Bhasin right here from New Delhi. Sanjiv, great to have you in the studios.
Yeah, thank you, Aisha. Thank you, Avan. It's great to be here. And on a day when there has been chaos, I was actually going to go on leave, but I thought let's go and address and shore up some confidence, and that is what is much needed. We knew that we are headed for a correction, and that's very healthy. It clears the men from the boys. But I think it will be short-lived. And
it could very well be routine profit-taking also, right? Sanjiv, you've had pretty much one-way move up, the best performer in the world. What more can you ask for?
More than that, stocks which are the most hated stocks like PSUs have almost doubled, tripled. Now give it a break, and take it with a pinch of salt that they will be profit booking. But the left out feeling is humongous. Yes. I travel all over India and I know what you cannot but make money now if you don't buy this fear. Also, by the way, you are headed into Christmas and the holidays and so on. So give it a couple of days. By Tuesday, you will be up and running.
So you said you're here to instill some confidence and positivity. So why don't you do just that? Why don't you start off with some interesting stock recommendations?
So Aman, like I said, the broader market may be telling you that there was a lot of, maybe froth built in, cost of carry was high. But all that is now done with. I'll take you two large cap stocks which I think can fit the bill. First would be Tech Mahindra. Now, we know technology has been the worst hit because of this slowdown, the advent of higher rates. But take it with a pinch of salt. The Fed cannot have it both ways. On one hand, you have retail sales at 3-year low, abysmal, you're talking of a recession. And on one hand, you're going on pressing the gun. So you've got, your credibility is at risk. Take it, with an opportunity that Tech Mahindra, I think, could be giving you the opportunity of maybe this year and next year. They've guided on the upside. Technology spending is very strong on the outsourcing side. Tech Mahindra on the BFSI with their relationship with BT trades at half the multiple of Infosys or Wipro. So if you are looking for value and opportunity, I think at this 1,025, you can't but make money in Tech Mahindra. That would be my top pick. Second would be Shriram Fiber, SRF. Now, we know that in fluorine chemicals, there is no other player pan-Asia, Aisha, who has got such a big presence. In specialty chemicals, in plastics, they are ruling the roost. But there has been a couple of quarters because of high input costs. You've got crude correcting almost 20%. Any crude derivative which corrects is a win-win for the specialty chemical. So I think SRF is a perfect picture over here, 2330, 2340. You must add that to your portfolio. And thirdly, I would say the oil refiners have been through the worst. So IOC would be my top pick over there. We'll discuss more things, but Tech Mahindra and SRF and IOC are a must-have in your portfolio.
Okay. So you're saying if the market were to correct further, even if not at the current levels, these three are your top buys?
Don't wait for Monday. Start putting your money now. Monday or Tuesday, this market will reverse. And then you'll be again caught after 200 points on the Nifty. And irrespective of the Nifty being oversold, these are very, very key levels. I'm not making a case of, being a very big outperformer. But when we correct, we are corrected more than what was, rationally thought of. And I think there is enough underpinnings to correlate India's outlier again. Let's take it. Crude is weak. The dollar is not showing any strength, and by this weekend you will have evened out a lot of the Fed factoring and so on. Yeah. I think Monday, Tuesday will be a new week. I would be very optimistic that from Tuesday this market turns.
Okay. You were talking about how PSU banks, which were the sort of, most under-owned, beaten down space, they have made a comeback this year. Who would have thought that these stocks would do what they have? What happens going forward from here? Do you stay invested if you have positions in PSU banks? Do you book out? What do you do?
Well, if you have been there and they have doubled, tripled, and there is a lot of froth because now when the likes of JP Morgan and all come out with big targets, you take it with a pinch of salt. These were the first ones who created these, so-called villains. But on a lighter note, I still think PSUs are very well capitalized. Look, Aisha, power, infrastructure, coal, mining, you name the industry, there have been right backs. Steel industry has returned capital. So PSUs who were cooperative lenders and always feared to be, there is going to be no anvil of NPAs at least for the next 2 years. The credit cycle is strong. The SBI chairman says that in the last quarter we've done 32 lakh cars. That is humongous. And plus they're talking of very, very strong housing market, retail. So they've made their presence everywhere. Also, an additional thought to put to ponder is that pensions are now going to be limited because when first you were 200 were retiring to, now the paucity of people coming back is less because of digitalization and everyone having fintech. So your burden on extra wage pressures also starts to come in page. I think the next 2 years belong to them. Yes, there is going to be a much needed correction which is taking place, but that is part and course. If you think that these stocks are now trading at 0.5, 0.7 time price to book, I still think 1 time price to book, or some of them like State Bank can go even more, because there is no reason to doubt the...
So those with the missed out feeling, if they are making a fresh entry, stick with SBI. That's what you're saying.
Correct. Stick with SBI, Bank of Baroda, Can Bank on the large caps. As a disclosure, we were very, very bullish on PNB and Union Bank. That is more than doubled. So we have taken some chips off the table, but we still think there is room, and you can continue to grow in the credit splurge which is going to take place. Just to tell you, as yet the Indian Hotel chairman says that 2023 nothing has started, Mr. Bhasin. It is just about round the corner. Last year 140 was my top Diwali pick, was Indian Hotel. At 340, even I didn't visualize. He's saying it's just starting. So take it with a little bit pinch of salt that India is an outlier due to our demographics. And as you are aware, there are no rooms available. We had to cancel our Goa event. And I can go on.
And if they're available at frightful price.
It was 35,000 rupees a night and there was no room available.
So is IHCL your pick this year as well?
100%.
Yeah.
No way that this stock is not going to 500 rupees on the present earning. Room rates are constant. In the room rates are up 5 times, and your costs are more or less fixed. And Tatas are deep pockets who have weathered the storm.
Yeah,
they've seen it.
I
Naresh,
see 3 phones. Though, Sanjiv. So is that a sector as well that you're bullish on?
Well, data and other things have become so much of a burden also, but you can't do without it.
Yeah,
and that's why you're
finger, isn't it?
That's why you're seeing, the new gold is Bharti and Reliance.
Yeah.
You cannot do without it, and it's compulsive.
It is compulsive. It is addictive. We'll take a very quick break.